What's going on YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. I'm starting to get a little concerned over the future of Call of Duty. Now, part of this concern is because of the last few uninspired installments in the Call of Duty franchise. But it's also because Microsoft is controlling this ship right now, and I just don't know if they're going to steer it in the right direction. Because I look at the way they handled Halo over the last decade, and it's been extremely disappointing. 343 has more or less failed with that franchise. Remember, back like 15 years ago, Halo and Call of Duty went toe-to-toe. Halo 3 and COD 4 were basically everybody's go-to game at the time. That's all people played. Halo 3 was this massive cultural phenomenon. And somehow it's just completely fallen out of favor with this community, with everybody. Now, obviously, the Halo TV show didn't help either. But Halo Infinite was a free-to-play multiplayer game, and it was not a success by any standard. So much so that they've even changed 343 to become Halo Studios in hopes of maybe gaining some traction and momentum with their next project that probably won't come out again until 2027 or 2028. But regardless of that, I look at their track record with Halo, and it makes me a little concerned with what they're going to do with Call of Duty. And statements like the one I'm about to read here from the Ghost of Hope continues to add to my concern. This is what they had to say. What I'm being told about the future of Call of Duty. Microsoft has set up a new committee under Activision for Call of Duty that will control features and systems at the franchise level, and that the studios make suggestions. So whether something like Omni Movement, which is new to the franchise, survives past this year will be decided not by Infinity Ward or Treyarch, but by this committee. Studios are being told not to innovate in areas like UI, prestige, and certain gameplay features, but rather to focus on innovating on maps, modes, and storytelling, as that is where they want the creativity to come from. Wow. Straight up telling studios not to innovate and allowing a committee to control it is certainly a choice. And this is sort of what I was alluding to in my video yesterday, that I feel as if this idea of homogenizing Call of Duty is going to be a disastrous one, as we've already seen with the forced implementation of Call of Duty HQ. It's not gone well. This idea that everything needs to be the same, whether it's UI, prestige, or whatever it might be, is a problematic one. It's not one that should happen. I miss the days of Call of Duty being distinctive from one another. You knew when you were playing a Treyarch game, an Infinity Ward game, a Sledgehammer game. They all felt different. They all felt unique. But when you homogenize them together, it creates this muddled experience where you don't feel as if you're getting a unique experience every single year. And while, yes, some of you will argue, well, at least they'll still innovate when it comes to storytelling. As big as campaigns are for the Call of Duty franchise, the multiplayer's bigger. And that's where they make their money. So the idea that you're innovating in storytelling can only go so far when your main moneymaker is multiplayer, and that is being controlled primarily by a committee that might not necessarily know what's best for the Call of Duty franchise. They might think one thing works when in reality it doesn't. And what, we want to just allow all those features and systems to be in the hands of this committee, thinking that they'll have our best interests at heart, that they'll make the best version of Call of Duty they possibly can? I don't know. That worries me. That's concerning. Because what we've seen from the already failed attempts of trying to integrate Call of Duty together is that Warzone feels worse than ever. Everybody hates Call of Duty HQ, and they've had to redo this UI 9 or 10 different times to try to get it to be somewhat passable. And I guess now it's better than it used to be, but it's because it's completely different than what we've experienced before. It still needs to go a long way, in my opinion, to be somewhat decent. It's not good enough yet. But the fact that all of that is going to be under the control of this committee, I don't like that. I don't think that's how you push Call of Duty forward. I think giving more creative control to the developers is going to create a better product. And that's exactly why I said what I said in yesterday's video regarding Treyarch. I don't feel like Black Ops 6's multiplayer is completely designed by Treyarch. I do not believe that they had full creative control. And as a result, the game feels and plays worse because of it. And is that going to be the same feeling that we have moving forward? Because the committee thinks that the path forward is everything they've done with MW 2019 onward. When in reality, the best feeling Call of Duty that's come out in the last 6 years has been Black Ops Cold War. Because it went back to the roots of Call of Duty. It wasn't trying to embrace tac sprint or god-awful map design. It was trying to embrace the character that Call of Duty had, the legacy that Call of Duty had. I don't know if this is the right movement forward. But I'll tell you what, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that my apprehension and my anxiety towards this decision is misplaced, and that this community can execute a great plan that allows us to see true gameplay features on display that will wow us, that will bring us back to the golden years. And I'm tired of reminiscing about the golden years. I want new golden years now. I want better games now. So I'd love to be wrong. I'd love that all of this apprehension was misplaced. But how can it be when I've seen what Microsoft's done in the past? How can it be when I've seen the track record of Activision over the last 5 years? It doesn't work. We need serious overhaul. We need new ideas. We need new people to come in and emerge. We need to give creative control to these developers, not take it away. Like I said in yesterday's video, the best aspects of Black Ops 6, when Black Ops 6 is its most fun, is when you can tell the developers are having fun, which is in zombies, which is in campaign. You don't feel like the developers are having fun when they're designing a map like Rewind for Black Ops 6's multiplayer. You want to feel an emotion when you play these games, and the emotion you should feel is boredom. And yet I feel bored so much playing Black Ops 6 because everything is so uninspiring. Everything is so bland. Everything is so hollow. And as a result, it changes your entire psyche as a player. It makes you not want to play the game. And for a company that cares so much about data points, cares so much about player retention, you'd think you'd want to create a more lively experience. That's not the case in Black Ops 6. The best thing Black Ops 6 has going for it is the fact that the camel grind is somewhat decent. But everything outside of that just doesn't feel as fun as what past iterations have done. And you shouldn't be constantly reminded that older games did things better than what the new game does. That doesn't create a fun atmosphere for the player base. So really all I'm trying to say in conclusion, if I'm trying to wrap this up into a bow, I am apprehensive about the future. I'm apprehensive about the decision of removing creative control away from the studios, away from the developers, and placing it on some central committee. Bunch of guys in suits sitting around a boardroom table deciding what's going to work best for Call of Duty as a whole. It just doesn't fill me with a lot of confidence. But maybe it fills you with confidence. So let me know with a comment down below how you feel about this prospect, about this potential. I'd love to hear it down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.